Hello and welcome to Growing the Ozarks. My name is Kelly McGowan and I'm a field specialist in horticulture with University of Missouri Extension. And today my guest is Ed Kucab, president of the Christian County Master Gardeners. Welcome, Ed. Thanks for joining us.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, Kelly. It's a pleasure being here today on this rather hot Wednesday.
Yes, well, we're happy to have you. And we've got an interesting topic today on saving seeds, because now's the time to start thinking about that and making a plan if you want to do that. So what are some reasons that we might want to save our own seed?
Well, the number one reason is you can save money, because seed packets are getting rather expensive out there these days. And you can also control your fruit or vegetables, whatever you want, to keep getting the same product year after year after year. And that way you can kind of select the strongest variety from your garden for that year.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about that very thing. We've had a really hot, dry period here in the Ozarks, and, just observing the plants that have come through that and are still thriving, those would be a good candidate to save seed from.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the old adage, only the strong survive.
Right.
So if they can take the heat and take the abuse of this weather we're getting for the last couple of years, those are definitely the seeds to go after.
Right, absolutely. Okay, well, when it comes to vegetable seeds, we typically have hybrids and we have heirlooms.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to save the seeds from those, tell us a little bit about the two and why hybrids might not be a good option.
Well, hybrids, you can certainly save the seed, but because the seed companies actually kind of breed the plant to get certain characteristics for their sale, so it's going to be two different plants bred together to get their seed. So you're not sure what's the strongest plant you'll get next year versus the heirloom varieties, which typically are handed down from generation to generation. And if you do a seed trade with local folks in the area, you know you're going to get a seed that will actually survive and thrive in the area.
Okay. And hybrids, if you do save the seed, the offspring might not be the same as the parent plant. So that's kind of why we want to avoid that. And heirlooms, they're heirloom for a reason. The seed is survived generations and produces a good product. So, okay, well, after we've selected which seeds we want to save, it's time to start collecting those and getting them ready for storage. So tell us a little bit about cleaning those seeds, maybe, for instance, tomatoes, and kind of where to go from there.
Sure. Tomatoes take a little bit more effort, and what you want to do, whether it's a tomato or bean or peppers or whatever, you want to leave one or two pieces of fruit on the vine and let it ripen way beyond what you would normally pick, so that the seeds have a chance to mature. And with like beans or peas and things like that, you just want to let them dry on the vine till they're brown and unusable, but the seeds are viable for next year. For tomatoes, there's a method called the wet method of preserving the seed, which is good for any seed that's in pulp inside the fruit, inside your vegetable. So what you're going to do is clean out your seeds, and as best you can, get the little pulp off of the seed. That kind of prevents the seed from germinating. So you're going to soak it in a glass jar and keep stirring it, and maybe switch out water every now and then so that you always have fresh water until all that pulp comes off. And the good thing about doing that is you can determine what seed is really viable and what seed's not, because the ones that float aren't really good. The ones that sink are the good ones. And then once that process is done, could take several days to a week, you'll want to take them out, dry them off, and let them air dry on your counter on a paper towel to help dry it out.
Okay, so make sure they're completely dried out.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we're getting ready to store them, just really quickly, kind of a brown little envelope.
Yeah, a little brown
paper.
envelope. and mark it too, so you know what's in there. But brown envelope, put it in a glass jar, maybe in the back of the refrigerator with a lid, and you should be good to go for next year.
All right. Ed, thank you for joining us today on Growing the Ozarks.
Hey, I appreciate it, Kelly. Thank you.
This is Kelly McGowan, and this has been Growing the Ozarks, and you can find a recording of this program and more information on ksmu.org.